showing now. Pre-show. Hi everyone, it's Heidi
and Dane.
And
hello.
It's happy little miniatures time. And yeah, we're in our ish moment.
Are we?
Yeah. And I'm still getting a few things here.
Well, let's see, what time is it? It's 4:13. So anybody that is joining us on whatever you're joining us on.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I need to go to Facebook and make it so they can join us.
Let us know.
And that's why I do the pre-show.
Okay.
So that they're not sitting here watching me on my phone.
To confirm, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phone things is that's
because that's just rude.
It's It's like if you're at a restaurant or something, right?
Exactly.
Unless everybody's agreed upon that.
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
like
search,
we're ignoring each other.
Gonna search for what's the lifespan of a Galapagos tortoise or something,
What is the lifespan of a Galapagos?
I don't know.
Hey, comment if you know the lifespan of a Galapagos, because now I'm going to be holy. Is it a tortoise or a turtle?
Yeah, that's probably the other thing. Is it even a turtle?
Now I'm totally going to be curious about these things the entire show.
I think the tortoises are bigger, right? And they're completely terrestrial. Let us know. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
You sound really low.
Yeah, it sounds like... You sound normal.
No, do I sound like that?
No, you do sound a little low. Yeah, you're right. But I definitely sound low.
I think the tortoises are bigger, right?
I'm trying to adjust it. That's why you're having to listen to us.
That it's going to be even lower.
Oh, dear God. Oh, God.
Hey, everybody, how do I sound?
Now you're going to hear three of us.
Just put it on 1.2, everybody, when you play it. I was actually thinking about that for the ones that sounded a little low to me. I was like, well, if we just have them play it on 1.2, it'll be fine.
What do you mean by 1.2?
Because on YouTube, you can set the speed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that's how you can fix it, I'm sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Just speed us up.
Yeah, just speed us up if we're in the episodes.
Just speed us up a tad.
Where we sound a little low.
Well, I could just slow us down.
No, that's too slow, right?
Oh,
you want to talk a little faster. That's the problem. You want to talk a little faster.
No. It's happy miniature time. It's relaxing time.
You could be happy and fast at the same time, right?
No, it's like Bob Ross kind of time.
Well, sure. No, I know.
It's like, if you're in a legal state, grab a joint.
Yeah, right.
And relax.
Only if it's
only if it's legal.
And you're of the right age to do such things.
Exactly.
Right.
Or have a license.
Have a license.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do whatever you need to have in your state.
Everything
and hopefully,
in moderation.
dear God, it's going to be soon
everywhere
federally legal. Obviously, I have very particular. We don't need to get political today.
Sure.
So, anyways, I want to make sure. Did I do everything? Let's go through the checklist. This is why we have one.
Okay.
Are we plugged in?
Yes.
Well, we can hear us, so we must be.
And see us.
So the mic's on. Yep. So, do we change our tits? They're here.
Oh,
there's a titles.
Titles. Okay.
Yes, we did. It says the right thing.
Where's your phone? Your phone's right in front of you.
Everyone had drinks.
Yep.
Snacks.
Drinks, bathroom. Yep.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Chat programs are up. Are they where we can see them? Well, that's another question.
No TV or music background noise going on. So
no, I told Alexa to shut the up.
Yeah. And then we got the camera angles. We got the camera angles.
They are good.
We checked those several times. So
we did.
Let's see. We got a message.
You know what I think that means? That's our bot.
Oh, okay, letting us know that we're streaming.
Telling people that we're on.
We can switch over to live.
It does. I think it means, I put it up on Facebook.
All right, let's do it.
Public.
Let's do it. Let's make it official.
It's almost like we're on top of things.
Hey.
And hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
It's Heidi. Do we look like you thought?
It's me,
Dane. It's me.
Okay, and we are doing...
We're in the Brady...
Wait. It's going
I'm just going to wait for it to come. Wait, we're on my fingers. I'm just going to wait for it.
Happy.
I got to wait for it.
Little miniatures time.
It's going really... We need to slow down, take a breath. It's happy... Little.
Where are they? Miniatures. There it is. Time.
I totally fucked with him.
It's time.
He was practicing his monitor
I
work.
practiced and it just
He was
completely.
totally practicing it.
Yeah,
Whoa.
just throw it right out the
Soccer
window.
camp. I'm like, you know what? I'm totally gonna fuck with you, and
So-
I made it scroll.
Yeah. So we're back. It's
Yeah,
been
we're back.
2 weeks, 3
Been a
weeks.
bit. Yeah, we took a little break, and
Do we have any? Okay, I was just checking to see if we had any comments on how long it's been. Anybody know? Any of the viewers at home?
hey, any viewers at home miss us so much they know the exact hours, time, moments.
And if we sound a little low, just go to 1.2 on your playback feed, and it'll fix everything.
We
I
have
promise.
some show and tell.
Oh yes, we do. We do have some show and tell.
Before we
That's
get down and dirty, because I already started. I got so excited. I
Yeah.
miss painting. It's my stress relief. And you know what?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, folks. Soccer camp has gotten a little excited.
It's getting
It's getting a little excited.
yeah.
So I need to. There we
It
go.
had too much of a break. It's like I gotta get all that energy
I don't
out.
know.
You know.
I don't know who. I don't know what. What am I doing? It looks like my hair's grown. So sorry.
No problem. No problem.
How about you? Did your
Huh?
hair grow?
Oh, it's definitely-
I feel like it's been forever since I've seen y'all. I missed y'all.
It's shoulder length now,
Hi.
which is unusual.
Happy 2020, everybody!
2020, yes, everybody.
Wow.
We got presents, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, did you see the
What?
comment Jason made?
About being old,
No. So
about
I
Yoda.
used the spray stick.
Oh, really? And yeah, oh, that's right. To make the Scythe miniature, it is Scythe, right? Not Scythe or.
It's Scythe.
Yeah, okay,
It
Scythe.
is Scythe.
We've already so that's already cleared up.
We
It's
have
Scythe.
a Scythe version. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Soccer Cam's in love with you,
Oh, of
Day
course,
Dane.
yeah. Oh, it really likes
Hey,
to rosy my
hey,
cheeks,
hey.
doesn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
on this show too.
She's here too.
Hello.
Come on.
This is why I normally make that a double cam.
Well, it also likes the badge there. Speaking of
Oh,
Jason,
speaking of which,
yeah, Jason Youngdale's
speaking of
Maricopa Con.
Jason Youngdale,
Yep.
hey, you can still get in on the 2020 Maricopa Con.
Mhm.
I got myself a VIP ticket.
I did it right. Oh wait, this camera too though. This angle
Have you
straight
gotten
up.
yours, Dane?
I have not. So
Dang.
I know. Well,
If you want to party with us, you got to
Yeah.
get a VIP ticket.
yeah. Oh, I have. Oh, okay.
I think one of my friends is going to come all the way from Colorado. Yeah, maybe I'll get her on the show as well.
It just might happen.
She's a big she's a VIP in Colorado.
I mean, if
and
for
then on the
webcast-
Colorado convention scene, actually.
I thought we were gonna webcast.
Not that you can see me, but y'all can hear me. Stalker camp.
Yeah, I don't. I'm
Get
sorry
over
it
here.
does that. It did that with
Dear God in heaven,
did
it's
that with
love-
Sadie, too.
You know what?
yeah.
You know what?
It
I
was
have
obsessed
control.
with Sadie when we played Zombicide. Remember?
It loves Sadie.
Yeah.
It does love
I think
Sadie.
it's the spot that I'm sitting in is what it is because I was
Do you think so?
I was sitting a little further away and Sadie was sitting
Oops,
probably right
that's
here,
wrong.
pretty much right here. Oh, there goes. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yay.
Now that
All right.
I'm trying to steal Dane's camera
All back to normal. So, any viewers at home? Yeah, spray
The
stick.
spray
So
stick.
let's talk about that.
This is the gift that Dane gave me
Yeah.
for my birthday / Christmas. And
Mm-hmm.
so I made a post about it on GirlzgameToo's IG.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason made a comment where, Dane, where's my Christmas gift?
Oh, well, he did get a very nice birthday present a couple of years back. I gave him an entire Age of Sigmar starter set because I realized
That
yes.
is nice.
So I think he's got a little bit.
Oh,
of,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
Jason.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There you go.
So,
But
I don't forget these things.
Now, I use this actually, also, I brought it in from my she shed. I have a she shed that I do my airbrushing in.
Do you have insurance for it, like the commercial?
I do.
Okay, good. Good.
It's State Farm, too.
Oh, there you go. Hey, it seems like the product placement
They're
worked.
not a sponsor yet.
Yet. That's the important
Yeah.
yet.
I'd like to be just
Yeah.
audience sponsored, though.
We're looking at you.
So-
State Farm.
Yeah. I'd like to just be audience sponsored.
We're like a good neighbor that's speaking and telling you that you need to sponsor us. So, just saying.
Exactly.
Give us a discount, at least, because we just name dropped. Right? Isn't that how that works?
Speaking of name dropping.
Yeah.
Citadel.
Yeah, spray stick. Spray stick and she shed.
I love this more for batch painting with my brush than I do with airbrushing.
What? Plot twist.
Yes. Because when I am airbrushing, and comment, Citadel, if I have done something wrong, because I am very new to airbrushing.
We're adding you, Citadel.
Okay?
You're on blast.
I'm totally going to blast you here, because... Here, let me show you. So, you use it's ingenious.
Yeah, special rubber bands it came with, right?
It came with a whole bag of rubber bands. Yep, and you use these rubber bands, and so it holds them, all right, beautifully. I will admit that.
And there's a handle too.
And there's a handle, and you can put it on either side. I love that.
Isn't that
all right?
cool?
But
okay. Oh.
When you need to do the underside,
it's
easy to get there with a brush. It's very hard to get there with an airbrush.
Okay. Interesting.
Because it's so big and bulky.
Okay. So this is the product review time. I mean, it's like 4 out of 5.
So
Almost
I
perfect.
actually ended up having to come back in and touch up the underside with a brush.
Okay.
When I airbrush prime. Now maybe this might be partly me as a beginner.
Okay.
Because these are the very first things I have ever airbrushed.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, any viewers out there want to input?
Yeah, if there's a viewer there that is more experienced in airbrushing and wants to tell me, oh, well, you're fucking up, you're doing it wrong, I am more than willing to admit that I am very, very inexperienced at this when it comes to airbrushing, right? But, I mean, it got a lot of it, and I will post pictures because the first 2 factions, I truthfully, when I decided I was going to go out there and I was going to try the Zenithal highlights and I was going to try airbrushing and all of that, I did not expect it to turn out. I figured I was going to be simple greening it and
starting over.
And it was just going to be me learning.
Sure.
And so I did not take photos of the process.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, geez. You can always do it again and you can actually control it a little more.
Yeah, exactly. So I was, and this here in the close-up cam is the first 2 factions, at least 2 of them, I have them all done, that I did. And I did actually all the underpainting with the airbrush as well as the basing, the black and the blue, with the airbrush.
Okay.
The detail work I did with a brush. So, and it was my very first time, and I did a basing of black and then gray, and then white. Less and less.
Right, but at different angles.
Different angles.
To make it look like it's the light hitting.
Yes, like it's from a zenith. Yeah. Literally. And what I did, so it would have kind of been cool to see, is in my, it's actually kind of a big shelf where I airbrush. And so I put a light above it. So I actually could see where the light would be coming from.
Yeah.
And I sprayed exactly where the light was.
All right, that's a really good way to do it.
Yeah,
definitely. I've always kind of wondered about that
because that's how I would have drawn it.
Yeah,
because that's how I was taught about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
so these don't wear down. Oh, those are pretty sturdy rubber bands.
They're very sturdy rubber bands.
They have to be.
They are very, very sturdy rubber bands. Yeah.
Cool. So it's kind of funny though, because you can see like the paint is actually chipping off of them instead of breaking them down.
Yeah.
Which is what would happen with like a dollar store rubber bands.
Thank you so much. I love it, and I think I'm going to use it both for spraying, but I highly recommend this for batch painting with a brush.
Any type, yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend
Cool
it.
handle. It's ergonomic.
Yeah, you saw. I was sitting there talking, just holding it. It doesn't hurt to hold or nothing.
Yeah.
It's real comfy. It just holds in your hand real nice.
As you probably have noticed if you're viewing, I'm constantly doing this today because I've got kind of some.
When I have,
but that's got a nice
I always
grip
have
to it.
arthritis and pain in my hands.
Yeah.
This holds real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Citadel, you did a good job on this.
Yeah, but just
Mostly.
that one thing.
That
So,
one thing
okay.
is my only complaint.
So maybe if there's a viewer out there that wants to say like, is there a trick to it?
There's a trick. I don't know. Exactly.
Yeah.
Please comment if there is.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, and I am working on getting a guest on who is an expert on airbrushing.
Well, I will definitely want to attend that one because I am not. So
I'm definitely working on.
I made that
on doing that.
super clear in the first two episodes.
When I was a vendor at Phoenix not Comic Con anymore.
Fan
Fusion.
I know. I finally figured it out. Even though I just said it again recently, but I finally figured it out.
I actually talked to an artist about it who that's what he does. He airbrushes miniatures. About coming on to the.
Oh, that's great.
I need to get with him.
Speaking of Fan Fusion, they just sent out an email. Are you in their media?
I am not.
Okay, well, if you can come up with something and just throw it my way, I'll just pitch it to them because I got in through Tommy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So it's possible we could possibly get something having to do with miniatures or.
Ooh.
But just throw it my way and then like we'll try to figure it out because I can even send you the link. I mean, I don't think it's like locked or anything. So if there's anybody out there also that you're watching this and you want to like collaborate on something like a panel or something, just talking about painting miniatures at Fan Fusion.
We could even do like a Happy Little Miniatures thing.
Yeah. I mean, potentially. I mean, I don't really know for sure my availability that weekend, but I'm sure I could make it work if it was something like that.
Do something, I'm sure.
Because then we've also got the Arizona Game Fair too.
That's in March.
In March, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So that's definitely happening too. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you doing classes at Arizona Game Fair?
You know what? He hasn't actually. Gosh,
we got to get with him.
I need to get with him about that. Yeah, because definitely.
Definitely.
Even if it's just to monitor the station, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I always have fun doing that. It was so. I thought it went so well last year. So.
Before I go over anything, if anyone has any questions on anything I did on these, go ahead and comment.
Absolutely.
There's more up close pictures.
Oh.
Dane.
Well, I was just going to say, I want to still talk about you for just a minute because you contrast painted.
Oh, I did.
With the airbrush.
This is one reason why I go over everything with him beforehand.
Yeah.
Is because this is why I do it.
Is for sure. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to do that. When there's a lot more stuff, it's been a while too, you know?
Yes, because then he'll remind me what I'm
following
forgetting.
up on the next thing, it's a little easier, but we're kind of starting for the new year. So
it is.
Yeah,
it seems like we have a lot, don't we?
A lot of stuff is already happening.
So, I didn't just use regular old airbrush paint.
Yeah.
Me, I can't just have it be my first time airbrushing. I had to try something totally off the wall as well. So, I did use airbrush base.
Okay.
But, or airbrush prime. Sorry.
To prime them, okay.
To prime them. But to base them, I used contrast paint in my airbrush.
And then you added...
Citadel sells... it's in my she shed. Citadel sells... It's called Airbrush Cast, which is something that I got not realizing what it was. And then when I found out what it was, I said, oh, so this is to add to non-airbrush paint to supposedly turn it into an airbrush paint.
Right. Or thin out what the airbrush paint that you do have.
Yes. Yeah. And so, and you notice how I said that I didn't actually believe that it would work.
I'm surprised contrast worked. In this context.
Like I said, when I did this, I didn't think that this. I thought this was going to be an experiment that was going to get simple green.
Yeah, and I swear that I read somewhere that people have done that, and if it's thin enough, it works. Basically, yes, kind of just about anything you could run through airbrush if it's thin enough, right?
Exactly.
And it doesn't clog up, but when it dries, that's pretty much the only
and
caveat for
yes,
all that. Of course.
I will say this because I'm still very much learning on this airbrush, but the airbrush definitely has a big learning curve.
Yeah.
And even though I've never used an airbrush before, I have used spray paint.
Sure, right.
So I do at least know.
Yeah, some of the distance things.
Yeah, some of that.
Yeah.
So I do know some of that.
Okay, cool.
And all right, so and then the only other thing that was an experiment, because even after I got all the paint to turn out and it was looking really fabulous, I decided I'd do one more experiment on it.
Right.
And I did that in the basing.
Well, yeah, what did you do for the basing?
And because I really wanted the look of water.
Yeah.
And
for one of the factions.
For the Nordic faction.
Ones. Okay.
And so I used clear Gorilla Glue.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
I would not have thought of that.
I did. And I glopped it on.
Yep.
And made a lake with clear Gorilla Glue. And it dries and looks like a beautiful little lake and gives you that water effect. And it's so easy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I know they make, they make all sorts of different hobby stuff, but I mean, that works. That looked like the same kind of water effect you could pay $30 for.
Right?
To me, and I'm not. And
I had it in my kit.
Basically, just a resin, right? I mean,
what? Yeah, I'm not even.
When it's
what's it made
clear,
of?
when it's a clear glue, it's basically just a resin.
I don't even know if it says.
I mean, if it dries like
doesn't say.
The only thing is that over time that may get yellow.
Yeah,
but
it might, but it's supposed to. It says clear.
This is tabletop.
Yes.
So
over time it might.
You're going for tabletop.
But yeah,
you're
if you wanted it to be for sure, you could use resin.
Probably, yeah.
But this was so much easier.
Sure, and then you could even, I know what a lot of people do with that is they'll do a layer of that on top of a blue-green kind of abstract expressionist painting, basically.
Well, and then I added little tundra kind of stuff. So I have...
little tufts of,
That's my camera.
There it is.
So I have this kind of tufty stuff here. And then...
Here, I'll put it here, too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah.
That.
Some of this here.
And then for some of the others...
It's just like little...
I'm very excited about this stuff.
Little sponges, basically. Broken
because
down sponge.
This is part of what's going to make these really cool.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we have... This is going to be for like Respiette and...
Cool.
Crimea, Respiette, and...
Extra fancy. You want me to do camera on it?
Yeah, we got extra fancy. The grass with the sticky stuff.
Yeah. And then just look, it's two-sided. There's I guess that must be summertime, right?
Yeah.
This is, spring.
So I got some Christmas cash.
Summertime, fall. Yeah.
I invested some stuff for her.
There you go.
I also got some paint.
Right, some new gold.
I got some bronze and some gold.
Yeah.
And
that warp block bronze is great as a base.
Yes.
For any kind of dark metallic.
And I got me a purple. So
cool. Oh, that's right. Mago's purple.
Mago's
the
purple.
Contrast line. Cool.
Yes.
All right. Well, I actually did get myself something too, so we might as well talk about that really quick.
Yes.
I got myself the. Okay, this is ridiculously overpriced. It was double the retail price.
Oh my god.
And it's not even a game. I mean, I don't own that.
But you can. Come on.
It's for Zombicide. Yeah.
Well, we're obviously gonna play more Zombicide. I mean, we still have another expansion to paint.
Exactly. I could not resist.
Lord help us.
It came with 3. Well, basically, they're still called survivors. I think in all the games.
I think I'm gonna airbrush it.
Airbrush what?
The last zombie.
Yeah, I think you should.
I think I'm gonna airbrush it.
Do assembly line for that one.
I'm totally gonna airbrush it. Yeah, I want to see this. Let's unbox it.
Should we unbox? That's actually why I brought it.
Let's totally unbox it.
I think we can do unboxing.
I totally think we should.
Okay. It won't make the sound that you're
I'm
so
gonna
into
do
a
some
box
highlights
game,
on these, or some shadows. I mean, while you're unboxing them.
Yep, and yeah, we can actually do some painting today.
Yeah,
too, right?
Yeah, because I'm gonna work on that.
But what's cool about this is they come out with what are called guest editions of characters, and I gotta tell you, no matter what it is,
Space Wolf on this one under the red.
That's a great idea. Okay. Definitely,
that's
absolutely.
what I was thinking. I have these thoughts, and then I haven't done it because I'm like, I need to check with Jane because I don't trust my instincts.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
Okay.
But
I'm not the expert.
Well,
I'm just available.
You do teach this stuff.
Well, yeah, when I can. I'm speaking of which, I'm still trying to get on the February-March schedule for
you're kidding.
For workshops. So we're trying to. It may be too soon for February already, but we'll try. We'll try. So for Puppet Pie, yeah. So I want to do a contrast workshop, which you already know all about now.
Well, but I'll still come to it.
You learned alongside me, so. But I mean, who knows? We could maybe even do a webcast involved with that too, or something like as part of the deal. Like you get to be on a.
Hey, what kind of workshops would you feed people? What kind of workshops would you guys like to see?
Yeah, what kind of miniatures would you like to paint, and how would you like to paint them?
Speaking of,
that's a great.
Did I
point.
get that image? I did not. I got it. Let me add that very quickly.
So it's kind of funny. This is actually a box that's very much like a box game box. So it's pretty great that happens to be the case. All right, so we open this up. We got our nice little miniatures in here. Make all that sound.
I love that sound.
ASMR stuff.
It's a great sound.
It's all taped in. So you get your cards. So you got your cards here. The reason I got this one in particular was because of this guy.
Oh, this is an expansion.
Yeah, it's just characters though. This guy's called Thread the Barbarian, and I just love how
here, we can put him over
he's gigantic, but he has a little tiny head. I've always loved that aesthetic of like.
Whoa! I gotta bring him.
Yeah, he's so big that he took up the whole.
Big.
Took
Look
up
at that.
The whole screen there.
What colors are you thinking you're gonna do him in?
Well, I'm just gonna, make him look like a muscle, just muscles and sinew.
Oh, he's good for flesh.
Yeah, I want to really play up the layering of the flesh tones.
Yeah.
So
are you gonna do another flesh tones class?
I can. I mean.
So, did you see?
This guy's too expensive to make him a part of the class, though.
At Imperial Outpost, did you see the classes that the gorilla?
Yeah. I know that guy.
Do you know him?
He was at the Arizona Game Fair. That's how I met him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I've met him.
Yeah, Brian.
I thought he looked familiar.
Alan O'Brien?
Does he have a web...
Alan O'Brien, I'm sorry.
Does he have a web show too?
Let me check.
We should follow his web show.
Get his name.
We should
No, he doesn't, I don't think he really does YouTube that much. He used to, I think.
Interesting. So he just has that name?
Gorilla with a Brush. Yeah,
that's it. Gorilla with a Brush.
That's his studio.
So
I feel terrible that I got his name mixed up. It's Alan. Yes, Alan O'Brien. Yes,
Alan O'Brien.
I was Brian or Alan. Didn't
shout out to Alan O'Brien.
Yeah, because,
he's doing some classes at Imperial Outpost. February. I think it's the 12th and the 13th. I think it is. It's that weekend around Valentine's Day
weekend.
Yeah, Valentine's Day weekend.
Look for his on
it's
Imperial
like
Outpost.
There's like 3 classes. Like one is color theory, and it evolves out to one is flesh tones, I think, and another one is freestyling.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Freehand.
Yeah.
Like doing
learning how to freehand.
Like on a flat surface, painting a
I'm not
face
sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like painting shields. I think that's he did something like that at the Arizona Game Fair last year.
Oh.
And what's cool is that he'll give you like a little basically like a bit that you practice with rather than a full miniature. So that way you can really focus on
a bit? What do you mean by
on
a
the technique,
bit?
like a shield.
Oh.
And it's he has them all set up and ready to go, and you just go for it.
That's interesting.
And practice. And I know one of the things with freehand is doing plotting lines, but he'll tell you all about that on Imperial Outpost.
So that's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, you
so
should
check
take that
that
class
out.
for sure, and he'll provide you all the materials and everything.
Yeah.
And I think one of them has got some Space Marines, and you get like
Yeah.
a certain amount of materials for like basically you're basically getting either the class for free or the materials for free for what you pay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty great deal. So I
So
don't know
you
how to
should
work that
definitely
out.
do something different.
Yeah, you should definitely check that out.
But you should check that out because that I think would be because you covered that last year in your classes.
Yeah, flesh tones. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I did one for beginners. Like this is a miniature you can complete.
I missed the very first class.
The armor. So I did one that was armor and basically just painting a full miniature for the first time. It was designed for people.
That's where we met, actually, was Puppet Pie.
Yeah, Puppet Pie.
Yeah.
Cece Gordon's studio.
And that, she's going to get, I read she's getting her classes up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
I read
hopefully,
that she's going to be getting some
hopefully
classes
we'll do
up.
one, but I'd like to do one on contrast paint since we've been talking about it so much.
I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, these guys, you got 3 survivors, and then you have a new necromancer. So that's actually why I think it was so expensive, was because everybody wanted this necromancer. Yeah, because the guest artist editions are all
because you can have more than one. Remember, you can have more than one necromancer.
Exactly, and if you only have the core set or expansion, you've only got 2.
Yes.
2 total or 3 total or whatever.
Exactly.
So then you can add another one, and I think for that reason, and also because the Thread the Barbarian is like an old White Dwarf reference. He used to be in White Dwarf magazine.
Oh.
Long time ago. Yeah, so they all have neat little
These
bios.
things I don't know, because I just enjoy playing with them like they're dolls.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're all these boxes are designed by different artists. So they even had one that was designed by a famous comic book artist that recently passed away, Neil Adams. Yeah.
Him, I know.
Yeah, there's a Zombicide box that he created the characters, and then there was
comics. I know.
There's also one that for the designers of Rackham Miniatures did a couple, and those are super high demand because Rackham Miniatures like kind of got a cult following. So
there's a segue.
Yeah, into
Reaper
Miniatures, Rackham Reaper,
who is not a sponsor.
Double R. Yeah.
Yet.
Not a sponsor yet. Come on. We know some people from Texas, right?
But
they're in Texas.
Yeah, and you've won a few things from Reaper, haven't
you? They're based
you?
in the U.S., so
You've won a few awards from them, haven't you?
No, that was Gen Con.
Oh, that wasn't Reaper?
No, that was Gen Con.
Oh,
yep.
My bad.
Well,
we'll work on that.
I wouldn't mind winning some awards.
We're going to work on him winning some Reaper awards.
Yeah, there's a Reaper Con every year.
Yeah, we need to go to that.
Yeah, that would be cool. We could
need to check there. Yeah, we definitely need to go to that. But I saw this today.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Technology.
I know.
Wait, free what?
What? Free miniatures in 2020.
Wait, what?
And I said, dang, did you see this? And as you can see, he did not.
No, I didn't.
So if you spend $40 at Reaper.com,
very easy to do,
which is very, very easy to do, you get a choice of 12, I think I read, or 12. Each month, you'll have 12 miniatures to choose from.
12 to choose from, wow.
And you get one of them, and they'll send it along with your order. Yeah.
So they did something similar to this last year, actually. I really like Sir Richard. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's like a Monty Python night.
Yeah.
I definitely want that one.
So if you spend $80, you can get 2 free. If you spend $120, you can get 3 free. All the way up to all 12 free.
I gotta tell you, Reaper, please send me Sir Richard. I will paint him, and I will take really good care of Sir Richard.
Sir Richard is one of them that you can get free.
Yeah, no, just send me it now, Reaper. I will paint it and promote your product like you really need it. I know you really need the help.
So for more details, head on over to ReaperMini.com. Alright?
man, see, well, they should totally be paying
They
us
should
for that.
totally be paying us for this. Yes,
don't
they
pay us
should
the
be.
money, pay us in Sure Richards.
Just pay us in minis.
Yes.
Yes, that's all we ask.
Yes,
Just pay us
please.
in minis.
I want to pay them right now. I've got plans for Sir Richard.
Girls Game 2 Studio.
Oh my god. That was fun. Okay.
Okay. Did you enjoy that?
So, yes, I don't know why I'm still wearing this because we're not painting yet.
Okay. So.
Yes. Okay, that's out of the way.
Now.
So
Dane
exciting. Oh
has
yes.
some show and tell.
I have a show and tell as well.
You do have a show and tell as well.
Okay.
So, no, wrong show and tell.
That's okay.
Alright.
So I brought
Are
them.
you ready?
I brought them in.
Do you want to do do you want to show the actual these, or do you want to... Actually, if you hand them over here,
yeah.
I can put them on the close-up cam.
Yeah, we can put a couple on there, and then we can do...
We can do
yeah.
the slideshow.
There we go. Well, that one I didn't bring, so I can talk about them right now.
Oh, okay.
So I've been trying to just finish up some miniatures, and actually that one there is talking about color shift paint. So we'll have to do a little demo of that real quick.
Okay.
The color shift. The order
Oh, wow,
that
that's going really...
It's going fast, but
It is. All of a sudden going much faster.
basically, what the point of what I'm talking about here is I was working on bases separate from miniatures. So, and I've been using
it's
color
no longer
shift.
on a color shift, but...
I've been using the color shift paints. That's okay. Been using the color shift paints. I'll just let it cycle through, and then I can repeat myself if I need to. So I've been experimenting with color shift paints, which are both from Green Stuff World and from Turbo Dork. And the one that you're seeing there is maybe up high. Oh.
If I can do this up high.
That's the color shift with the Green Stuff World. So it's supposed to turn from like a green blue to like a red, and there it goes in the darker. Yeah, that looks good. So you can kind of tell what's happening. It's like a green red kind of color shift that's happening. And it's kind of strange because
it's like the dress.
It's like the dress, yeah. Well, yeah. If you're in a really highly lit situation, the effect is a lot more subtle. For some reason, when there's lower light, you can actually see the effect. Like right now, as I'm doing this, it's much more dramatic somehow. So apparently, the reflections in the light kind of interfere with it a little bit. It's like a very fancy metallic.
Salty no.
It's like a very fancy metallic. So
My boob's got in the way.
did you get all of them?
I think so. How many did you have?
The 3 blues and the pink guy.
I got him.
Pink dude. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Bad boobs. Bad boobs.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
But the reason I brought him in is there were a couple of reasons, but I wanted to show off like how I actually
Hi,
based
John.
them.
Hi, Scott.
Oh hey, we got some people.
We have people watching.
Just in time for my show and tell.
Yes.
So
we have riffed long enough.
You've noticed that I'm using something different for the bases on those minis.
Well, they will as soon as they come.
They're water bottle caps that I'm using.
They look really good, like invisible good.
Until I know they're until I actually put them on the base, because it's such a fussy process getting this color shift paint to work. You have to do like 6 layers of very, very thin paint, which is why one of the reasons why I wanted to maybe do it as a workshop or something later on, or just a special episode of Happy Little Miniatures, specifically to do that, because to get the really proper effect, it's a little tricky. So I wanted to keep the miniatures completely separate from that.
So now the color changing is not contrast, right?
No, this is a completely different paint. It's the brand is let's see.
There we go. Did you use any contrast on these?
Turbo Dork is one of the brands, so you can see like the 3D glasses effect on that one. And then the Green Stuff World is the one I actually used for the bases. You can't really see in the light, but that just says Green Stuff World. That's all you need to know. And they're in dropper bottles, and it's very, very thin paint. And I think, I don't know if I've read this somewhere, heard about it, but it's not really pigment so much as it is like basic little molecules that have almost like glitter, where the glitter will change color depending on the position of it. And they're suspended in basically suspended in acrylic medium. So it's not really the same as a traditional pigment. And, well, kind of like metallics are not really quite like that either, you know.
Right.
Metallics have mica flakes usually or something like that create little mirrors. So it's very similar to metallic, but it's kind of its own thing even then. Because it's very thin. And as a matter of fact, you want it to be as thin as possible when you're putting it on. That's why you have to put on about 6 layers of it. And I did discover for my very final layer of this base where I seem to have gotten a better effect of the color shift. You can't really tell too much here, but there it is. And then when you get into the darker area, it almost turns reddish purple, magenta, right? I put a final layer that was thinned out. I actually thinned it out with a little water, which I was a little afraid of doing because, you know, some of these paints don't really like to be thin.
Oh,
you know.
yes, that reminds me. I actually did a little thinning with water with some of these contrasts.
Oh, and that worked?
And it worked!
Well, okay, I don't know. Well, okay, but, you know.
Okay, but they were also, yeah.
It maybe flattens it out a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or makes it a little more streaky, but you put it on enough that did you do it in a couple of passes when you did the airbrush? Okay, so
I did
all there was to it.
3 layers, 3 very fine layers.
There you go. Well, that evens out the finish then. I mean, like pretty much no matter what you're painting, if you do, that's why they always talk about 2 thin coats, right? The Duncan rule.
The Duncan rule.
And he is now retired from Games Workshop, so that's kind of sad news, but.
But we are going to make his rule famous.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it's famous, but we could just keep advocating for it.
We're just going to keep it famous.
And one thing I did want to talk about with those blue guys in particular was that I finally settled on a color scheme that I really liked, and it was...
I like that.
I wanted to keep them... this is something I talked to Heidi about, that most of the color schemes for blue horrors, which are if you're into Warhammer, they're the...
Horrors, not horrors.
Yeah, they're the Zinch...
They're not horrors from Avatar.
We could just say blue demons, too.
Okay.
You know? It makes it a little easier. There's just no confusion whatsoever. But yeah, for those creatures, traditionally, like, you want to do, like, complementary color scheme, right? And that's kind of the standard color scheme for the blue demons. The blue meanies. I like calling them blue meanies, too.
Meanies, that's a good one.
Reminds me of Yellow Submarine.
No.
But it's usually blue-orange, right? So blue for the skin, orange for the flame and the eyes and all that. And I wanted to do something different because, like, well, that's what makes it a hobby, right? You kind of make it your own thing.
Exactly.
So I focused on trying to keep the colors as cool as possible, and only having maybe like the warmest color be like pink or green, as you can see the green flame in that fellow on the left there. So you still get some contrast there with colors, with different colors, but then because then the whole creature stays cool, if that makes any sense. Because when you have a flame that's cooler, I think that looks a little weirder than having a bright red, bright yellow flame, because that's pretty much the traditional fantasy illustration of a natural flame. So I wanted it to look a little more unnatural, right? And that's actually where you get that little guy that's hanging out with my sorcerer there in the picture in the middle. That's a what they call brimstone horror. So that's what gave me the idea for the green flame, because I looked at what brimstone actually looks like when it's on fire, and it doesn't burn red or yellow.
No,
it burns blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, the hottest fires are...
Yeah, blue, right, exactly.
Yeah.
It changes
Blue and
to
purple.
blue, white, kind of, and purple, right?
And white,
Yeah. So I wanted it to look like that, you know? Because, I mean, if it's called a brimstone horror, why not make it actually look like it's brimstone that's burning and not just a regular cinder? So I know it doesn't quite match up with, like, flame is hot, so it's red, or it's warm, or it's orange, you know, in that way, but...
Well, you need to look at what
Fantasy.
the undertones are.
Yeah, and the undertones, right. And then
the mass tone and the
mass tone and
undertone.
undertone. Oh, it's very important for something like Flame because you want to do like lots of glazes and stuff like that, and then layer the highlights on top of where the raised edges are. And if you can get away with it, even make those raised edges closer towards black because it's something that's being burnt, right? It's turning into carbon.
Right.
So when it turns into carbon, right, naturally it's going to get dark and do that. So that's my little show and tell for today. But yeah, I've been trying to focus on my Zinch characters because I have the most fun doing them. So I thought, well, I think I should keep doing them. But
Zinch. Now, tell us what a Zinch character is again.
So it's the god of change in the Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh, okay. So these are Warhammer.
Yeah. And so Zinch is responsible for all deception, intrigue, trickery. You know what?
I'm being facetious because not everybody knows what a Warhammer is.
Oh well, if they're curious, they can just look up Warhammer.
And so
it's pretty, it's. I know not a lot of people know about it, but a lot of people do too. So that's kind of why.
So it's a war game with miniatures, right?
Yeah, and I don't actually play the game.
No, you just do the miniatures.
Just paint the miniatures. I have been playing the smaller game called Shadespire lately, where all you have to paint is about 6 miniatures, and then you can play the game. So that's much easier than painting, 100 of those little blue devils and demons and pink demons and all that, and getting them all based and everything,
Right.
So yeah. That's
this
it.
Is still too thick, isn't
and I'm
it?
wearing blue. How about that? What's that?
This is still too thick, isn't it?
Well, let's see. Thick how? What do you mean?
What? Do I need more medium? Or...
I don't know, because it's not really flowing in.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, are you going back and forth with the brushing? Because remember Glob and Mop.
Yeah, Glob and Mop. Yeah. I thought it was.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't quite want to take on these.
This is why I used water last time to get it to Glob and Mop.
Oh, that might be why it's streaking. Because I have noticed if you do use water, it does tend to streak. So it'll work, it'll cover it, but it looks more patchy. So. Oh.
Why are we not globbing much? What did you forget?
Forgot to talk about this flamer guy. So, let's take the picture out.
All right, we're taking out the slideshow.
So we're taking out the slideshow.
Hopefully you enjoyed the slideshow.
Yeah, we have some work in progress stuff. Nothing's actually done, except for those guys on bases. Those are done. But I'm gonna put him together, or it together. It doesn't have a gender. It's a creature that's made out of fire, so it probably doesn't need a gender. So here we go. This is... I just wanted to show off doing different kinds of priming. So I initially primed it with Gray Seer. Okay? And it's one of those Zinch creatures that I was talking about. Right?
So you've only primed it, right?
I primed it in Gray Seer, and then when I went back in and primed it white, with white primer. For the flames, specifically for the flames, because I wanted those to have a lot more contrast.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's kind of the theme here, is wanting the value to be more important than the warmth or coolness of the color. So that's what I'm trying to go for with all of these creatures right now, more than anything. Keeping them cool, color scheme wise, but still making the contrast work, and contrast in the art sense, not in the Citadel paint
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my
not
goal.
Confusing.
I know. I know. It's not our fault. Citadel's fault. But yeah, that's what I've been working on, and gonna get some of those guys done. And
okay.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm actually gonna paint today. Actually, so I don't really want to paint this one yet because I can't decide on a color scheme. After all that talk about keeping the colors cool.
Well, I'm going to have you work on Scythe.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can do that for a while.
There we go.
I might
Especially since I'm having so many issues with the shading.
Well,
and I don't know why.
Let me try one.
Yeah.
And it's Space Wolf, right?
Yeah, it's Space Wolf.
Okay. So I'm going to take some from you.
Take some Space Wolf.
Yep. And then, you did add some medium to it?
No, well, I did, yes, but
for one thing,
but not to the bottle.
You're probably not loading your brush with enough of the paint.
You know, that might be the issue.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it looks like that might be it. Because for one thing, with contrast, you almost always have to take more paint than you think you need. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, I did.
Yeah, that's a lot more paint.
All those blue guys. Yeah, I mean that's enough for probably a couple. I mean, especially if you're batch painting, you're probably gonna want a lot more paint, right?
Okay.
And what was I gonna say?
The blue guys. We're talking about blue guys.
Oh yeah, the blue guys were contrast mostly. And
oh, okay. I was curious.
Yeah.
And what about the pink?
That was also contrast.
Oh, okay.
But I primed that one with a warmer. I primed it with the Wraithbone instead. So the gray sear for the blue horrors, so that way it stays cool. And then the pink, I wanted it to be a little bit warmer, just for the undertone, right? So what you see underneath that's warm is actually the original coat of Wraithbone.
Okay.
Right. That's because that's the whole point of contrast, and ideally at least, is that your undertone
is that you still see your undertone
from your primer. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is why, like initially they said, "Oh, this is the primer designed for this," and people were griping, of course, because they love to do that because it's the internet. And I guess
technically these are not the primer. Well, they are Citadel primers. But they're air primers. So I don't know if they are the primers designed for contrast.
Yeah, they're designed for contrast. Gray Seer and Wraithbone are
oh, I mean, these. These are not the contrast ones. They are
okay.
The air primers.
Okay. All right. So here, I wish
that could be part of the issue here.
Look at what I'm doing. Like you just run it across.
I can bring it up, focus.
So you just run it across, and then that's done. You keep moving, right? But you have to use a lot.
Okay, you thinned out.
I did thin it out a little bit, but not a lot.
You thinned it out more than I did.
I did like 2 drops. So it's not like even as much paint is there. But see what's happening already but you got to keep moving. You can't. That's what makes this tricky.
But yeah, you definitely didn't get yours painted. Mine looks more painted.
Well, but that's not what you really want.
Right.
You want
yours looks better.
You want the crevices. Yeah. That's okay though, because you can dry brush it, or
well, I can put more base on it.
Here, this. Yeah.
Well, we're putting red over this.
Yeah,
so
you're gonna put red over it anyway. Right. Yeah, it's just that this is bringing out the detail.
Yeah.
So it is like a wash. I know we're constantly talking about what it is and what it's not, but it is kind of like a wash. It's kind of like an ink. But it's all of those things at once, without being any of them.
Exactly.
Which is what infuriates hobbyists, because
it really can. Yes.
It's like,
true.
I want it to do what I want it to do, and I don't want to have to think about it.
And the minute I do think about it is when I screw it up. Truthfully.
But so I did I probably put in 2 drops of that medium, 3 drops, to about 6 of the original color, the contrast color. And then unless you see an area where it's okay, that's gonna be a huge pooled mess, you really don't want to go back and do anything to it. Just let it stay. But if there's an area that looks really gnarly, like a big pool of paint, but you can put that in the closed can. Oh, wow. Cool. Here, let's see if I can turn it around here. Okay. Where is it? The camera doesn't work. Okay,
it's trying to autofocus.
Okay.
You slow down.
Might be too far away.
Or go closer to the table.
Closer to the table?
I think so.
Yeah. try out the...
It was.
We can just try out the... What do you call it? Oh. Oh.
It had it for a second.
It did?
I thought it did.
I mean, it is pretty far for it to try to... That's the overhead one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty far for it to catch it.
The overhead.
Here, yeah, I'll just take those. That way I can put them... Oh, there we go. That works for now. All right. We'll get this figured out. There you go. That was perfect. It's just the contrast.
Boom.
The highlights are blown out a little bit. So, but you can see what's happening. It's it doesn't cover the entire surface. It leaves the detail areas are the only places where the paint goes, and that's because it's been thinned. Now, if it hadn't been thinned, you would have gotten that more saturated gray. In addition, well, yeah, you can see that there's still, like a little bit of gray there, even in the mass tone, which is the top, right? The top, what you see at the top of the surfaces. The undertone is what's underneath. It all makes sense,
I do.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Well, you've done this before.
I know, but I keep...
Well, I think what's happening is...
I'm not sure what happened with that one.
It also starts drying, and it
it did dry really quickly.
You want it to be completely covered with paint, not like that. Nope, that's gonna be streaky. I can guarantee it. Yeah.
So I don't have enough paint.
Yeah, you need more paint again.
Aha!
This is like Heinz ketchup. It's like they gotta get
We see what's happening.
Gotta get you to use a ton of it, which is why it's a larger.
It took me a long time to learn not to use a ton.
Yeah, no, it's very contrary to most painting, particularly miniature painting, right? Like
this is what not to do.
You use more.
This is what to do.
You use more paint.
Not.
And
yes.
You don't necessarily go on thick, and you just you move it around.
So
basically. We're also not trying to get into the coverage as much as you are just like letting it fall into the yeah you've done it before. I mean, the more medium you use, the more wow, it makes me look like I'm sunburned.
What's it mean you look like?
Look at this close-up cam.
Stalker Cam's loving you again.
Oh my gosh. Maybe it doesn't look quite that red on the... I mean, seriously, it's like bright red all here, and in my nose and my forehead are... We need a makeup artist here.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, we need to have makeup for our show, don't you think? That's what it is.
I think we need to put funds elsewhere first.
Oh, I'll do one too.
Yes.
All right. So it looks like there's probably enough medium there. Yep. Yep, glob it on, mop it around, glob it on, mop it around.
That's a technical term, by the way, that I came up with, that glob and mop.
Yeah.
Even though I forgot my own technical term. So.
Not too thin coats one thick coat. So it's.
That is true, it is
contrary,
one thick.
Yeah, contrary to the Duncan rule.
And it is contrary to everything I've been doing all week. That's probably why I screwed up the first one. Which is, this is the screw up.
I mean, it's not even really screwed up. It's just the effect is not, what you're wanting, right?
Yeah, it's totally not there.
And I already gotta get more of this because you run out of it pretty fast. Pretty fast. Okay, so, and I'm just used to doing it this way. I always use we want to make sure we get some of that medium in there before we use this stuff. But what Heidi's going to do here is she's going to do a gray first, so that way there's a gray undertone, and then the mass tone is going to be the red on top of that.
Right.
Perfect.
Exactly.
in. And, you know, even if it looks really spotty in a certain area, you can always reprime it. It's not necessarily fun to do that, but it's doable. You know, and if it's really a catastrophic issue with the paint being too thick and it just looks ruined or whatever, simple green, simple green, simple green. That's all you gotta do. Alright, this one is pretty much done. So when I do the workshop with contrast, it's going to be a pretty short one for the actual painting, because I'm going to have them paint. I'm going to have everybody paint ghosts.
Oh.
So there's no wrong way to do it, you know, with especially with something like ghosts. The only tricky part is the things with more texture are actually better for contrast.
Oh, they really are.
So I may actually.
So that's the other thing. These are very flat, and that's the other reason why I
yeah.
think they're harder.
They are a little harder, and it's harder to get kind of a consistent flow to the paint. Because with anything with texture, it really likes to flow into that.
Right, it'll flow into. In fact, that's why I'm just gonna go over this and just. See, this is gonna be the darker one.
Okay. Oh, is this the last one?
No, this is the one that I screwed up.
Oh.
Originally.
Okay. I only added like 1 dot of medium there, so you might want a little more. Okay.
I'm gonna try to go back and just glob it.
All right. I kind of wish I had something I could. I mean.
We have to apothecary white keys. What?
Oh, you got them?
I think so.
Okay.
Not salty though.
Okay. Alright. Where's the apothecary? Okay. That could probably just go straight on, since it's on top of white.
Yes.
It'll show up immediately. Okay, so I'm going to start a new little divot here for the apothecary. So for these, that's why they're primed white. They look very bright white on the camera.
And they're primed ultra white.
But you can see what we're talking about because of that.
And those are Polania.
So apothecary white is not actually white, right?
No, it's kind of a gray actually.
Yeah, it's a very light gray. But it's giving contrast to white, which is the point of it.
Yeah, so we're trying to just get a little contrast into those crevices.
Right. Exactly.
Which is where I screwed this one up. I didn't just do it in the crevices.
That's where you can go back in.
But I can go back in and give it some highlights once it's dry.
Some highlights, exactly.
So once it's dry, I'll go back in and give it some highlights before I put in the red.
Dry brush with a...
Yeah.
You know, did I tell you I've been using makeup brushes to dry brush now?
Yes, I need to get a good set of makeup brushes for that.
It's a lot cleaner looking. It doesn't look so dusty.
So you know where we're going to go from there, once this is dry, is we'll start laying color like I did here with Crimea. I started laying in the yellow. And that's what we'll do here when we finish the apothecary. We'll go to Crimea and start laying in the yellow.
Does anybody have any questions so far or anything? We got any?
Nope, no comments.
Everybody's lurking, huh?
It's just a bunch of contemplative observers today.
Okay.
Yeah. It's... Oh, no, don't stop. I accidentally hit stop stream.
So yeah, for these flat surfaces, you just gotta be careful. Try not to get it streaky looking on there.
I do believe we're still streaming. Yes, we are. Okay.
Well, yeah, basically as a general rule, you're not scraping the paint at any point, because as soon as you start doing that is when it gets looking streaky.
As soon as you start scraping the paint?
Yeah. It feels like it's kind of dry and you're just kind of moving it around on top of itself.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah. So you gotta make sure it's always flowing, basically. Alright, so I got halfway done with this one. Yeah, it's not really... kind of showing up a little bit. I mean, like, compared to the white one here. So you could tell just from that, even though it's fuzzy. If we zoom in more, nope.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
You can definitely tell. Try not to be a white on white background too.
Right. That would help.
So this is the contrast. All right. So I might as well go ahead and finish up. And this is how people get in trouble, because this is why I'm like so methodical about always just putting the paint out. I don't ever leave the lids open to use them, because you're gonna knock them over, and that's what those little recent little things are for.
The recent little things.
Paint holders.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they're, you know, they had to make a solution instead of what everybody's always saying. Why aren't they in dropper bottles? Why aren't they in dropper bottles? Well, here's a fun fact. Dropper bottles also do that, make spills.
Oh, yeah.
I had a really bad accident with them very recently, and it was my color shift paint, which
oh no,
are from Spain, so they're not super easy to get.
Probably pretty expensive.
They're pretty expensive. I mean, they're not like ridiculous, but they're expensive enough that I don't think I want to buy a replacement for a while, especially since I don't use them that often to begin with. Just for bases right now. But what happened was I was trying to open up the dropper bottle lid, and it grabbed the entire dropper.
Oh no.
And just completely poured out on the ground everywhere. Just completely poured out. And I lost about half the paint just from that, so.
That's the worst.
Well, I mean, so there's no perfect way of doing it, because they have to make dropper bottles have a release on them. Because otherwise, if they get clogged, you're totally stuck. So they have to have some kind of release on them. So no system is perfect.
So you can tell before and afters.
Yeah, that's a good. That's you know, that always seems to be our most reliable camera for close-ups.
Yeah. That.
You know, I'm not even on camera here.
That's probably the best. You know, I really like that apothecary just for the shading. For all of that.
Well, you remember I did on
Did
top
you
of
use
white.
the apothecary first?
I did it first, and then I did basilicanum after it.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's why it took so long, because there's a lot of texture in there, so there's a lot of paint to dry. On the beholder.
That is a lot.
Alright, so I'm surprised we don't have any comments yet.
I know. I thought we'd have a bunch.
Especially by now.
Everybody's all, yeah, we got this down. I finally remembered my mopping glove.
Okay, good. I mean,
It took a minute to get my muscle memory back.
Okay, we're already out, so I'm gonna get more. But see, you have to really use it, a lot of it. You know.
Now I feel like I need to reprime some of those.
It's okay. It's okay.
Now that I remember my
so
mopping
we
glove.
don't need a whole lot more, do we?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
But yeah, it does end up looking like
I tried to paint those.
right. It's not painting. It's
You
not
don't
the
paint
same.
these.
It's not the same as painting.
Is not, and that's what I did wrong. I tried to paint them.
Yeah. Well.
Instead of gloppy and mopping.
Okay. So couple little more spots here. Oh, and my mom got me for Christmas. She got me something I forgot to mention.
Oh.
She got me a radio. That it was like a crank radio or whatever, and it was like I already have one of these.
Oh no!
And then she just showed up yesterday and she said, hey, you want to trade that thing that you already had? And what she traded with me was the Labyrinth game.
Oh really?
Yes. So I have a copy now.
Hey, that's awesome.
So I can paint my own Jareth obsessively
now
again.
You had to paint him obsessively
all over again.
Yep.
That's the only thing. I was like,
That's
oh no,
hilarious.
this is great, but it's also like, I just did this one.
It's like, don't you watch my show, Mom?
Yeah, right. Sure, that's why she got it. She's like, well, now you can have your own. Alright, yeah, so these turned out pretty good.
Yes.
Okay, so we got some stuff started here. It's good, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Now, I to try something. I don't know if it'll work.
Okay.
But before I completely reprime it, it may have already dried up too much. But, you know me. I like to try stuff.
Oh, should we switch back to the cam?
Oh, I thought I did. Excuse me. Configure video. Give me a configure video. Oh, excuse me. Goodness gracious. Oh my god. No. Obviously, we're not going to because it doesn't want to.
What happened?
It just is.
It's
It's
like
fighting me.
locking up.
Yeah, it's fighting me.
Well, we can wrap it up pretty soon anyway. Because on Sundays, that's the thing. I can't be too late on Sundays because I gotta get ready for my classes. Classes are starting.
Oh, now that's right. ASU starts on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, all classes start on Monday.
Right. I'm not at ASU anymore, but.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm at Phoenix College exclusively now.
Oh, are you?
I mean, this semester.
Yeah, it changes every semester.
It's exclusively every semester, right? Like every semester is exclusively here and there, and then it changes.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I just I gotta get to bed early. My class is at 9
AM.
Mm-hmm. I know, right? Who makes classes?
I start driving at 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Until when?
I only drive from like 3 to 8 a.m.
Oh, that's not too bad then. Yeah, but do you do an evening shift too, or?
It just depends on if I need the extra money.
Sure. I understand.
I like the mornings better. So, the rest had already dried too much, but in the front it hadn't, so it worked in the front.
Okay.
But I added contrast medium.
Uh-huh. Oh, to the primer?
To the just to the miniature, straight to the miniature.
Oh.
To see if it would kind of, move around the paint.
Oh, that's already dry though.
Well, I was hoping some of it hadn't.
Oh.
Is what I was hoping.
Oh, okay.
Where, and so it did move it around.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to see.
Oh, okay.
So I will probably have to reprime in some areas.
Yeah, I mean, you could even throw that in simple green and just completely start over. It's up to you. I mean, it depends on how it comes out, right?
Not too thick.
I mean, because once you do the red on top of it,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, it may be dark enough.
I think it'll be dark.
Or not, I mean, not too dark.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
We have a visitor.
Yeah. So, I was gonna start on Crimea's yellows.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to work on a couple of those as well?
Oh, take them with me?
No, I mean now.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We've only been going for like 25 minutes.
It's 5:30.
What says it's only been going for 25 minutes?
Uh-oh.
Huh. I wonder if it turned off and
I
started
hope
back
not,
again.
because you had that API problem. Well, nobody lets us know, though. What happened?
They sure didn't.
None of the viewers are telling us anything.
I wonder if it turned off at some
I know.
point.
I didn't realize how late it was either until I looked and was like, "Wow, it's already 5:30."
I had no idea it was 5:30. When did we start?
I don't know, like
We started at 4:15.
4:15 probably. Yeah.
I guess it has been an
We
hour.
could go a little longer though. I mean, I can paint these guys with you. The
Alright.
the yellow guys.
Yeah, let's work on the yellow
We can do
guys.
those real quick.
Yeah, we'll each do one.
Well, and did you want me to take some home to work on too, or? Gosh, I like how this looks already.
Sorry, they had to be yellow.
That's the problem with Basilicanum. It's like, it's such a good color. It really is. It's like, I think I might like it more than Apothecary White. I was just blown away by Apothecary White when I first used it.
So this is only one layer of the yellow.
Mm-hmm. And it's on top of the Basilicanum, right?
Yeah, I think we're
that looks good. Yeah, that looks really good. That's a good shot.
I think I'm going to have to do more than one.
Yeah.
Yes, we put some out.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
I have spilt so much paint this week. Because I don't put it out
I'm just gonna
like I
shake
should.
Just to make sure to give it a good shake.
So,
as well. We'll
you know
spin
what?
this around.
I am going to go ahead. You know what? I will give you the leaders to prime and do that Basilicana on. How about that?
Yeah, I could totally do that.
So you can bring them back. So then the next show they'll be ready to put color on.
Absolutely, sounds great.
And I will work on finishing the mechs.
Okay, cool.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
For homework.
That sounds perfect.
All right. That sounds like good homework.
Not too much, not too little.
We're gonna still. I want to show you.
Yeah.
Just putting color because these were already dry.
Yeah.
I did actually remember the mopping glove for a minute.
Yeah.
And so, do you want one of these?
Oh sure.
I saw you already packed up.
I get in the zone and
He did. He got in the zone and packed himself up.
oh, that wasn't what.
And I'm
I mean,
gonna
I
have
get
to
in the
borrow
zone
your
when
Talistar blue though.
That's fine. No
Okay.
problem. No
You
problem.
already saw that I put
think
it in my stuff.
I think I have a spare. So.
Oh, good.
So there's specific areas you want us to paint the
Yes.
demo.
So
we got to follow
let
that.
me
Yeah.
show you.
Okay.
There are.
Leave the wheels.
Leave the wheels,
Okay.
and basically his center belly
Okay.
is metallic, and then the very top of the steam sack.
Okay.
Can you tell I have some specific ideas on how I want these?
It's gonna be metal.
So yeah.
And if it's gonna be metal, you may want to do like a really dark brown.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like that bronze.
Oh, I mean before you even put any metallic on it.
Oh.
Because it helps with the metallic.
So
effect.
like the rune fang brown? Is that what you mean?
Base, yeah, a dark color.
So like a
is always better.
contrast or
It could be a contrast. You could do the wildwood. That might be a good one for a bronze.
Okay.
Or a dark red. I mean, if you want it to look like more of a reddish, coppery underneath. Because remember, mess tone, undertone, right?
Right.
So your undertone for metallics.
Like a Grifftown orange?
You almost always want it to be. That would work. Yeah, that's dark enough. You always want it to be darker than your metallic, whatever your metallic is. Even if it's a really dark metallic, you want it even darker than that. You want it black, right? That's what a lot of people do. Is they prime. A lot of people prime all black for everything.
Right.
But we're already being a little more selective because we kind of want our colors to pop out a little bit.
Well, and that's why I didn't do all black for these.
Right.
I wanted the yellow to pop.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Yellow,
it still looks worn though because of the siliconum underneath it.
Right, because this, if you know anything about the game of Scythe, it's an alternative Eastern Europa in the 1920s after the Great War.
Mm-hmm.
If the war had been fought by mechs built by the factory.
Okay.
And
I'm with you so far.
And so you have different factions. This is Crimea. You have Polania, Rusviet, Saxony.
So that must be the Brits.
They all have... Who's Saxony?
Yeah. And an Anglo-Saxon?
Well, I guess you're probably right. Actually, I think Saxony are more warlike, so I think of them more like the Scottish.
Oh, okay.
I think of Albion.
Albion. Yeah, that's definitely
as more as the Brits. And then there's Taquanda, which is they're from an expansion, Travelers from Afar, and they're like they're from the Orient.
Okay.
And so and they all have different powers based on... Of course
they do.
Based
they have
on
to, right? They have to have faction personalities.
They all have different faction personalities. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So which one do you like to play as, then?
Well, so I played... Hi, Ryan. I played as Polania for a really long time, and I got really, really kind of good. Not to try to toot my own horn, but I did get really good at to the point where my Scythe gaming group now will no longer allow me to play Polania.
Okay, so you're banned?
I am banned for now. So then, so I started. I actually have a
Polania. Is that the Russian?
No, it's like Poland.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, I get it. Sure.
But see, all right. So this is Polania.
Uh-huh.
She has a little bear.
Cool.
And she's still one of my favorites. And so
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
She has a bear as
I like how the
her leader. They all have like some kind of animal. And
so I'm guessing because of their attire and the setting.
Oh, it's all cold.
I was gonna say, so I probably want to prime and race here.
Yeah, it's all cold.
For sure.
Yeah.
But they're all in big fur coats and they're all commanding these giant machines. So the scale is kind of funny because you got these, 32, 28. I don't know, probably 32.
Okay, so you have to have workers, but the workers are just like meeples.
Oh, okay.
So you have leaders, you have mechs. We're going to have to have airships that we will have to paint.
Okay.
And then we won't be painting the workers.
Okay.
But you have workers in the game. And so your workers, basically all your workers do are produce. Mm-hmm. And they can also lay claim to land for you.
Okay.
Whereas your mechs can move your resources and your workers, and they can't produce.
Right. Okay. So it's got like a Settlers of Catan. Like
a little
paper,
bit.
Rock, scissors.
Yeah, but they can also, your mechs can battle.
Right. So they can defend.
Yeah, and your leader can battle but they can't move anything.
Right.
But themselves.
Okay.
And they can't produce.
Right.
But they can do encounters, and they can go to the factory.
Oh.
Yeah.
The big factory that you were talking about.
The big factory.
Okay.
And that's...
Okay.
It's all about the big factory.
So why is it
called... And we will be painting the factory.
Oh,
and so the factory is actually something that I 3D print.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and there's actually probably one behind you, because I have 3... Well, there's a little one right here.
And why is it called Scythe?
Well, that's a good question.
Oh, this sure looks like a factory to me.
That is the that's a factory that's partially chewed up. This is one that has not been chewed up, actually. It's small.
Pretty big, though.
But that's a big one. But yeah, when it's fully, that's the big size.
Here's one of the mechs, and then here's... So that way you got scale.
So you can put 3 mechs on the factory.
There's little boards for them.
Yeah.
Spots for them.
There's little spots for them.
Cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. And now, so if you 3D printed this... Did they have an STL file?
Yeah, it's an STL file that you can download.
And from the company?
No.
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually a fan.
This is third party then.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Aftermarket.
And that's obviously been chewed. This is what
Sure.
it looks like. Fully.
Well, I mean, hey, it's oh, okay.
Salty guys, that one.
I mean,
So-
it's been attacked
It's been attacked, yes.
by a mysterious beast.
Exactly.
It's another expansion.
There's a fan written zombie zombie
okay.
apocalypse one.
Of course.
Yes, where the zombies attack. So that's kind of fun.
Sounds perfect.
Exactly. So, you guys can see, I think. Yes, you can. Where the yellow's laying on pretty good here, actually.
Yeah, and it's really nice. Well, again, mass undertone. So the undertone is orange, and the mass tone is yellow. So it creates a nice kind of transition there. There's some of those colors that just really have that nice drama to them because of that. Starting to fade.
Yes.
The Talisar blue is like that to me as well, where it's got like a much deeper blue as the undertone, and then the mass tone is like a light cyan.
And I'm going to use that Talisar blue, and I may even come on myself later on in the week.
Oh, cool!
If I'm feeling gutsy to
do
show
a solo
you.
happy.
And do a little solo happiness. I'm gonna try to put that Talisar blue in the windows on the Polania.
Oh yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
I know you can do it. It's
that's gonna be my challenge this week.
good scale.
As my stress relief there.
Cool.
Is working on that in Polania. And really, Polania is not gonna have a whole lot more to it, except for the blue in the windows, and then some silver or lead. I might use lead buster on the guns, and then it has like a little red flag.
Just some little highlights. Cool.
And so that's it. There's not going to be a whole lot more done to Polania, to tell you the truth, because Polania is the white faction.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I just wanted to have some shading so it wasn't just white.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go in there and do some detailing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy, actually, I'm going to highlight him before I go in with red.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I'm going to highlight him once he's fully dry.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to wait for them to fully dry, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to highlight them. And then I might even do it with the airbrush. I might.
If you do it, you know what it does. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And then I'm going to go in with Rustfiat. It's Rustfiat. I've been debating between these two.
Which?
The Blood Terrors and the Flesh.
Oh, geez.
The Blood Angels and the Flesh Terrors.
Blood Angels is much brighter, and the Flesh Terrors is more like a maroon magenta. I mean, a maroon.
Yeah,
crimson.
I'm going towards
like
the Blood Angel.
A blood red. But the blood, I know it's so confusing. Flesh Terrors is actually more like blood
red.
Blood Angels is actually a brighter.
So this is the red that it was originally.
Yeah.
I left the bottom of the bases so I could look.
Yeah, that's good. So you use it as a guide.
To use as a guide.
Perfect.
Yes.
And that's this leader then.
And it's more of a blue-red. This is why I used the space gray. To give it that blue undertone.
Uh-huh.
Is because this is a blue-red, people.
Blue-red.
I can't wear this red. That's why I know it's a blue-red. I cannot. This red just makes me look horrid. See, look. So it totally drains me out. And so that's why I use blue-gray for the shading.
Okay.
That's where that came from. I thought, well, I'll put blue in the undertone for the red, so then if I use the brighter red, I'll have the blue undertone already in there.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
See, I'm getting my validation here.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool undertone, a warm mass tone.
And that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta be careful. It might turn purple though.
Oh.
But it's probably what is going to happen is it'll be a deep red, like a crimson red. But if you did it when it was already crimson, then it's going to be too dark probably.
All right. So I need to be careful with that.
You're doing the right one though.
Okay.
By doing Blood Angels instead of Flesh Terrors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Flesh Terrors.
I think it might be too dark. Look at that. Like on the camera, it looks purple.
Yeah, it does.
Right. So
yeah.
It's already got a lot of blue in it.
It's already got a bunch of blue in it.
Way more than the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, and yes, I did get the expansions for Christmas, Invaders from Afar and the Wind Gambit. So we will be working on those.
That's what these are. Okay.
But we're going to get through the base game first.
The Wind Gambit.
Those are the airships.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, we'll see about Fenris. So I have played Fenris as well, but my friend convinced me to use. I actually bought Fenris, and then my friend said, "No, take it back. We'll use mine." And now I'm like, now I don't have Fenris and Vespa. Spoiler. And so those are the two factions you get when you play Fenris, which is like a legacy of Scythe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a legacy campaign.
Okay, like a backstory thing?
Yeah,
okay.
And so
cool.
I'm gonna have to go buy it now, so I have those two factions too.
All right.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But so we have a little to get through.
Yeah.
We'll get through Scythe, and then of course because it's a paint it and play it, we will play it. I'm gonna try to get a 7-player game going.
How many? 7 players? Up to 7?
It plays up to 7, and I'm gonna try to get a big 7-player game.
I'm gonna grab
which
the leaders.
means I'm gonna have to talk to Ryan about getting Studio R up for that because, well, we might be able to do a 7-player game here. We'll see.
Cool.
We can for sure do a 6-player game here. And so yeah, tune in. Happy is in 2 weeks on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And we can always try to move it up if we need to.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
my schedule is actually perfect for those, like, for the next month.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I double checked.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And then this Thursday, we are debuting a new show, the Mystery Show.
Okay.
Yes.
What is that? Pray tell. Is it a mystery?
In. Yeah, it's a mystery.
Oh.
Tune in and find out.
Okay.
I guarantee you will like it. And that's Miss M-I-S-S.
Okay. Yeah.
There's your clue.
Uh-huh. Cool.
So thank you for joining us. And I'm Heidi. This is Dane. This is GirlzgameToo.
Yay.
And we will see you soon.
Happy Little Miniatures.
It's Happy Miniatures. Yeah, that.
It was Happy Little Miniatures.
It was. Thanks for joining us.
We'll
Y'all
be
come
next
back
time.
now.
Bye.
Bye.